Everyone loves to quote the verse that love is patient and love is kind. But the truth is, most people do not know what it demands from them. I am coming to the end of a long series, but an impactful series called Love Is. I'm Napolian, and welcome to the Revival Room. Listen, today we are going to deal with a subject that talks about love always endures. Love always endures. Now watch this. It endures even when it gets heavy. Even when it gets heavy. Now, one of the things that I want to deal with in this episode right here is that most people love the idea of love until it costs them something. Most people love the idea of love until it costs them something. When everything is going well, we love the idea of love. But you know, an R&B group sung a song called Storms Will Come, This We Know For Sure. Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? And can you stick it out when it gets heavy? Convenient love is always given in the moments of comfort. But true love endures even when it gets heavy. When things are light, anyone can stay. When things are fun, anyone can smile. But what happens when life gets heavy? What happens when life starts to stretch you? If you really want to know who's really in your life, if you really want to know who really has your back, if you really want to know who was really down to ride, it's when things pop off, when you start to see those were the people, those were the individuals that truly had the kind of love that can endure the heavy moments. Because love doesn't just feel, love stays. It's not about you just feeling the love. It's not about you just saying the love. Love will stick it out with you even when life gets heavy. So 1 Corinthians 13:7 says, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Now, that phrase endures all things means love doesn't quit under pressure. Love doesn't quit under pressure. If anything, love rises to the occasion when it's under pressure. You can look back through your life. Find the people who did not quit under pressure. When you find those people, you have found someone who genuinely loves you. Y'all understanding what I'm saying? You see, when you have that type of love, it doesn't quit under pressure. It remains under it. It sticks it out. It comes up under the pressure with you. That's the kind of love I'm talking about. Love doesn't run when it's hard. In fact, it holds when it gets heavy. Love doesn't run when it gets hard. Love holds when it gets heavy. And this is the season that I want you to understand that God is going to reveal to you, one, your love life, two, the people around you. He's going to reveal their love for God. He's going to reveal their love for you. So I want you to watch this. If your love only lasts when it's easy, it was never built to endure. We cooking. If your love only lasts when it's easy, it was never built to endure. I got a question for you. Are you built to endure? Are you built for the fight? Are you built for the heaviness? Are you built for the weight? Are you built for the pressure? That leads me to point number one. Love is built for weight. Love is built for weight. Now, y'all listen here. A lot of people want deep love, but they don't have the strength to carry it. Everybody wants this deep connection with people, deep connection with their circle, deep connection with God. But when it comes down to carrying the weight, they don't have enough in them to carry that type of love. Because the truth is that real love has weight to it. Now, what do you mean by that? When I say weight, it comes with responsibility. I think about, once again, my little Harvest. I love her. Kayla loves her. But with that love comes a great responsibility. And when there is responsibility, there comes weight. Weight comes with the responsibility. When you're a husband, when you're a father, when you're a mother, when you are a wife, when you are a business owner, whatever that thing is that you are, when you have love and when you have responsibility, there is a weight attached to it. It comes with patience. It comes with sacrifice. All of that is attached to carrying this thing that we call love. Watch this. Galatians 6:2 says, bear ye one another's burdens. Bear ye one another's burdens. Now, many times we only can fathom and think about our own burdens. And when you get stuck in your own burdens, you choose yourself over love. You choose your issue over helping someone else bear their burdens. Watch this. Love doesn't just celebrate people. Love actually helps them carry them. Love actually helps them to carry them. Don't just celebrate, carry. If you see I can't walk, don't just be like, oh yeah, I'm rooting for you. Love is an action word. Love is something that jumps in. You jump in the fire. You jump in the smoke. You come into the situation with them. It helps carry them when they feel weak. Love lifts. When they're tired, love rejuvenates them. When they're struggling, love stays present. See, I'm trying to get y'all to see something. Love isn't proven by what you say. It is proven by what you are willing to carry. People can give you lip service forever, but those who truly love, they come in and help you carry that weight. I got a question for you. Do you have some people in your life that will help you carry the weight? I don't know about you, but I'm so grateful for the people who have helped me carry the weight throughout my years of living. Life can throw you some curveballs. Life can throw you some things that are really heavy. But this is what I love about God. God will send you people that will say, I love you too much to leave you where you are. Man, here's the bigger thing that I want you to see. What if God is calling you to be one of those people to help somebody else? See, I have been picked up, but sometimes God requires me to do the picking up. It can't be one-sided all the time. I love that about love. It leads me to point number 2. Love endures, or endurance requires strength from God. Endurance requires strength from God. Now, this is the reality right here. You don't have enough strength in yourself to endure. You don't have enough strength to endure with yourself. You don't have it. I promise you, because you're going to burn out. You're going to lose hope. You're going to get weak. You just don't have enough. Because most people burn out because they're trying to do it on their own. They're trying to do it in their own strength. They're trying to do it their way. They're trying to do it and manufacture this grace that they don't have. But watch what Isaiah 40:31 says. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Now, strength doesn't get renewed without waiting. So what this lets me know is enduring love isn't powered by emotions. Enduring love isn't powered by emotions. Emotions alone will not help you endure. Emotions is what you feel. You'll feel like helping them, but it won't. It won't work. You're going to burn out. You're only going to help that son out for so long. You're only going to help that child out for so long. You're only going to help your homeboy and your homegirl out for so long. Enduring love isn't powered by emotion. It is sustained by God. It takes agape. It takes a God divine love to be able to sustain the weight and the pressure that love requires from you. Watch this, because when your strength runs out, his doesn't. And this is a season. I don't want human love. I need God inspired love. I need the love that comes from God through humans. Because if you give me your love, it only runs to a certain limit and you tap out. But if you're drained from loving, you might be sourcing from yourself instead of God. That means that you can love from you and your source will run out. But if you're not loving from the source of God, you won't have enough stamina to hold the line. You won't have enough stamina to stand on what you believe. You won't have enough stamina to support the person that God is telling you to support. And this is why some people quit on you in life. This is why some people just walked away from you. This is why some people gave up on you, because they were loving you from their love. They didn't have God's love. God's love never runs out. Our love does. This leads me to point number 3. Love doesn't quit, but it doesn't enable. You see the balance of this? Most people don't get the balance of love. Either they are very, 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 very harsh when it comes to love. Love hurts. The truth hurts. That's true. That's true. That's true. But love is not always harsh. Love also comforts. But love not only comforts, it also tells the truth. So right here, what it's saying is, let's bring some balance here. Because endurance doesn't mean tolerance of dysfunction. You cannot remain with people who are just dysfunctional. When you see something and you see it, you can't unsee it. If something's dysfunctional, it's truly dysfunctional. And no matter how much you hope and pray for it, until that thing is corrected at its core, that dysfunction will always be there. Now, your endurance is not supposed to just be sitting around tolerating some bullcrap. Because love endures, but it doesn't excuse broken patterns. Love does not excuse broken patterns. It endures, but it does not excuses. Watch this. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence. Keep it, hold it, hold it. Enduring love is strong. It's not spineless. Enduring love is one of the strongest forms of love because it has a backbone. It has 10 toes and it stands on business. When the Hebrew boys were thrown into the fire, they stood on business. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, he stood on business. He was able to endure the pressure. He was able to endure the heaviness. It stays committed, but it sets boundaries. It remains loving, but it protects wisdom. It doesn't quit, but it doesn't lose itself either. Be careful of people who require you to lose yourself. Be careful of people who takes your voice away. Be careful of people who won't allow you to have an opinion. Be careful of people who silence you. Because endurance isn't weakness. It's strength with wisdom. Woo! Endurance is strength with wisdom. Strength with wisdom. You have to be strong, but you need God to give you wisdom. He that wins souls is wise. I'm going to leave that one alone. Point number 4, endurance is tested over time. Time and time. Anybody can love for a moment. Anybody can love for a moment, but few can love over seasons. Now, listen to me. When you find people who can love you in all of your seasons, you found real love. Let me flip it this way. When you find people you love through all their seasons, you found real love. Because time reveals what's real. You don't have to argue with a lie. Time is going to reveal it. Phew. And see, some people, they'll say that, but they have to cross their fingers when they say that. Because when time starts adding up, you start seeing a pattern. And when you start seeing that pattern, people who are wise enough start to say, now, okay, this, and this, and this, and this, they ain't adding up. 2 plus 2 is supposed to equal 4. But sometimes we have this blind loyalty and this blind love where we see 2 plus 2 and it comes out to be 8. And you like, how did it come up to be 8? I don't know, but I'm just trusting. Okay, good luck with that. The Bible says in James 1:3, the trying of your faith worketh patience. That means that patience is being worked by somebody trying you. Ooh. You know how them people, they be really, really, really like trying you. They tap dancing on your last nerve. They poking the bear. You trying to do right. You're trying to be silent. You're trying to be cool. You're trying to be a good Christian. But they keep poking you. You know what I'm talking about? You know, that's what the devil does too, right? You know, the devil will use different people to keep poking you in the same area. And this is why you have to make sure you guard your heart. Because sometimes the wrong person pokes you and then they catch the wrath of you. They catch the wrath of what these people did in the past. And that's not fair. That's not fair. No matter how hurt you are, you have to heal before you go into other people's lives because they don't deserve the wrath that they just came into your life. They maybe made a mistake and then all of a sudden you done off with their heads. Off with their heads. The trying of your faith worketh patience. Now listen to this. Endurance is developed, not downloaded. I got to say that again. Endurance is developed, not downloaded. Many of us think just because we gave our life to Christ that we just automatically just receive this love to endure. No, that thing is developed, the trying of your faith over and over again. That's what's producing the patience. It's built through repetition. It's built through resistance. It's built through refinement. What happens when you go through something a couple times? What happens when you feel that resistance getting heavier and heavier? What happens when you can finally see that God is using resistance and this repetition for refinement? Watch this. If it hasn't been tested, it hasn't been trusted. Man. And a love that hasn't been tested is a love that I can't trust. I'm going to leave that one there. Let's go to point number 5. Love stays when feelings shift. Love stays when feelings shift. Here's the truth. Feelings can change. And I'm never mad at people when they change their feelings because their feelings it's like a roller coaster. They for you today, they're against you tomorrow. Man, they did Jesus like that. Hosanna, crucify. Boom. Best thing, worst thing. Wow. God sent, devil sent. Like, what's up with the bipolar? We got to stop that. We got to stop that, but it's immaturity. Immature people, and listen, immaturity is not about how long you've been saved. It's not about what title you have. Immaturity is found in the thick of the pressure. Some people never developed in certain areas of their life. It doesn't matter how holy they are, how spiritual they are, how old they are, how young they are, what position they have. It doesn't matter. When the pressure hits, Their immaturity and their maturity shows in that moment. I want you to watch this. Feelings change, emotions fluctuate, but love makes a decision. Colossians 3:14 says, put on love, which is the bond of perfectness. You hear that? Put it on. I put on for my Jesus on for my. Let me stop. You got to put on love. Love is not always automatic. You got to put that thing on. There are some people that require you to put on love, which lets me know that it is imperative for me to wake up with Jesus. It's imperative of me to read my word. It's imperative of me to pray. It's imperative of me to guard my heart so that I don't become hardened. Watch this. Love isn't something you fall into. It's something you choose to put on. And I must add, you put this on daily. Even when you don't feel it, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's not returned equally. Oh my God. Even when you love them through their mess and you stuck out, you stood in the gap when they went through their storm. You was riding for them, bro. You slayed dragons for them, bro. And when you went through your storm, off with their heads. Even when it's not returned equally, you still put on love. Man, watch this. Feelings come and go, but real love decides to stay. I'm just telling you what the book is talking about right here. Just right here. I'm just talking about the book. Point number 6. Jesus modeled enduring love. Stop referencing people. Go back to Jesus. I know we always say, follow me as I follow Christ, and that is true. But make sure you understand how Jesus walked to make sure that the person that's in front of you is truly walking like him. Because just taking people's word for it don't work no more. Jesus didn't just love when it was easy. He loved even through betrayal. He loved even through denial. Watch this. He loved even during the cross. John 13:1 said, having loved his own, he loved them until the end. He loved them until the end. You know what? I'm very saddened in this culture right now is that we say we love like Jesus, but many times we always have an end to our love. It's amazing that we say we love like Jesus, but we have an end to our love. Jesus don't have an end to the love. So when love like that ends, you got to start asking yourself, man, was I loving with my own strength? And that is okay. Because you have to be aware. Man, I thought I was doing a good thing. However, maybe I wasn't loving with the love of the Lord. Just maybe. Jesus didn't stop loving when it hurt. He proved love by enduring it. He endured the hurt, and his endurance proved he loved. Not because it was easy, but because it was purpose. And that's different. That's different. Love that looks like Jesus will cost you something. When you love like Jesus, it will cost you something. It'll cost you everything. It'll cost you everything. Y'all, I know about this. It cost me everything. But even in the costing of everything, I'm okay because I was trying to love like Jesus. That leads me to point number 7. Why people stop enduring. Because it gets exhausting, because it feels one-sided, because they think leaving will feel lighter. People run away because they want to be light. They run away when things feel one-sided. They run away when things get exhausting. And sometimes people don't quit because they stop loving. They quit because they got tired of carrying. Here's the truth. When you're doing it in your own strength, you can only carry people so far. Hebrews 12:3 says, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. The Bible talks about you're going to reap unless you fall out. There's a reaping that will come if you just don't lose hope. Endurance breaks down first in the mind. Mentally, you start to break down. It's when your thinking shifts. When your thinking starts to shift, your staying power follows. Do you hear me? When your thinking shifts, your staying power follows. And I want you to really catch this right here. Most people don't walk away physically first, they leave mentally. You don't leave physically first, you leave mentally first. And that's the truth. And this is why the enemy attacks the mind. This is why the enemy tries to control the mind. This is why the enemy is the king of narratives. This is why the enemy is the accuser of the brethren. If I can get you to stop believing in Jesus, if I can get your mind to stop focusing on Jesus and start focusing on other things, I can get you to leave the blessed place. Notice I said the blessed place. The blessed place is not a building. The blessed place is not about walls. You'll know when you're in the blessed place. You'll know when the blessing is removed too. Man. But mentally, you leave. Then physically, you follow. And that is why, if we're going to be Christ-centered, we have to have a renewing of our minds daily. Because if I'm depressed, that means my mind has to leave depression first, then my emotions, then my body, then everything else follows. It works that way too. When we follow Jesus, we start to have this spark of hope. Our minds start to think about what would life be like with Jesus. And when you think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for you, your soul will cry out, hallelujah. I'm going to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to love. I have decided to walk this thing out God's way. I have decided to carry heavy things and endure because it's right. I have decided to stand with God, not in comfort. I have decided to follow Jesus. What I want you to do right now is I want you to think back in your life and just make sure you're tapping in and just ask yourself this question. Is my love convenient? Am I conveniently loving? Or am I willing to love even when it costs me everything? Am I willing to love even when it gets heavy? Am I willing to love even when it doesn't favor me? Because love always endures. We're wrapping this up, but I'm going to see you here next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Peace.